Thank you for tuning in and welcome back, team. If you're out there right now and you're looking at buying a home and you have one to sell, what's the best course of action and what are you supposed to do? Buying a home can be difficult enough, and when you add on the need to sell a house first, it adds on and brings in a whole new level of challenge. In today's episode, we'll talk about 4 steps to buy a home while selling one. My name is Andrew Finney, your real estate geek. If you need help finding a top agent where you live, or if you simply want to drop me a line to say hello, my contact info is below. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and subscribe to this channel now and like this video. Thank you. For reference, I upload 6 days a week, so be sure to tap the bell icon and get notified of the very next one. Okay, team, so let's take a closer look at this. A lot of people right now, in fact, there's roughly just under 90 million homeowners across the United States. And if you're a homeowner right now and you're thinking about buying a home and you need to sell your home right now to be able to buy that new home, where do you go? What do you do? What are the steps involved, right? So in today's video, I'm going to give you a very simplistic view, kind of like a bird's eye view of things to consider to start getting your mind going in this path of selling a home to buy one, okay? So let's go in with the first one. The first one is actually talking to your family and friends for temporary lodging. You know, if you have family or friends that have like a guest house, a bathhouse, guest quarters, a pool, pool house, whatever the case may be, extra rooms, they might be a great opportunity for you to have a short-term place to stay. That's number one, is just research that option and see if you can sell your house first and have a place to go on the short term until you get under contract and you buy your new place. It's one thing to consider, and the reason being is that when we move into point 2, we're talking about contingent offers. There's just not very many pros to those, and it's going to be something that we probably see more of going forward. Like I said, almost 90 million people are homeowners across the United States. So we got to be, helpful to each other here. If we band together as a people, then we can always succeed together. We're always stronger together than we are not. You might say, Andrew, where's that coming from? It's simple. If we treat people the way that we want to be treated, and we treat people the way they want to be treated with respect and dignity, then we can work with each other within reason. So when we start talking about contingent offers, what is that, right? So there's a couple of different ways of doing that. Whenever you have a contingent offer, you could be writing offers on your new home subject to the sale of your current home. And there's a couple of stages that you could be doing that in. Either you can do it before you list your home, or you can ideally do it once you've listed your home and you've gone under contract. That's going to be the stronger of those two situations. Because here's the thing, and the reason that I said there's not a whole lot of pros on this approach, it really depends on the other person. It really depends on how reasonable and fair they are with the situation. Because think about it, if you got a home to sell and you're going to buy one, right? Then what happens if somebody submits a contingent upon sale offer on your home and then somebody else submits an offer on your home that's not contingent upon the sale? Which one of those two offers became stronger in your eyes? Now let's say that contingent upon sale offer was actually under contract and they had a definitive close date in mind. Now which offers are stronger, or are they both kind of the same, right? So you got to think through this contingent offer situation whenever you're getting ready to do that. Ideally, you're able to sell your home first and then move on and buy your new home. It'd be a lot easier for you to qualify for your mortgage. It'll be a lot easier for you to have the peace of mind. You know exactly how much money you have in the bank from your net proceeds of selling your property because you already got it, right? So it's something to think about and something to consider. Now, going into the third step, there's actually another opportunity here that involves bridge loans or home equity lines of credit. Home equity lines of credit are often just called HELOCs, right? It's just an acronym. But that being said, instead of trying to swing a buy and sell situation, some people, if they're able to, they'll talk to their loan officer and see if they still have any bridge loans available. Not all loan officers have them. Some may have them, but if you have a significant amount of equity in your property, you might be in a position that you can take out a short-term home equity line of credit so that you can go ahead and pay for your down payment and also go ahead and close on your new home and then turn back around and sell your house once you go under contract on your new home. That's something that other people do as well. Now, with that approach, it's important to remember number one, got to have the equity in your house to be able to do it. Number 2, you actually have to be able to qualify for 2 mortgages at the exact same time, since you're going to have 2 houses at the exact same time. So you need to work with your trusted real estate advisor and your local loan officer to discuss your options when you're looking at a sell-buy situation. With some planning involved going into this, then it will make it a lot easier. So speaking of that, selling a home and buying a home is actually a lot of fun. I mean, you're probably thinking, yeah, Andrew, you're out of your mind. Maybe, but as a trusted real estate advisor, it is a fun situation, and the reason it's fun is because we work together as a team. It just seems like the camaraderie and the teamsmanship between me and the folks that I'm working with are just a lot better. I can't explain it. It's just we're much more tight-knit in everything that we do, very good communication, and everything works on. Now, having said that, Whenever you're starting to look at a sell-by situation, there's 4 things that you want to consider whenever you're getting ready to select the agent that you want to work with. The number 1 is to use experienced and efficient, trusted real estate advisors. So if you're trying to do your family or friends a solid and they're new to real estate, sorry to say it, they may not be the best agent for you in this situation. You need someone that knows how to handle this process, and you need to have someone that knows how to orchestrate everything so that it works out for you. Ideally, the trusted real estate advisor that you have, if you're going to be going with one of the options of putting your home on the market and buying the home simultaneously, ideally they can try to seam up those close of escrow dates as close as possible. They won't land on the same day, and the reason being is one has to close for the other one to close, right? So there's normally 1 to 2 days of a buffer there in the tightest of time frames. It's happened quite a bit. So I mean, you're talking about maybe a possession date for the new buyer of the house that you're selling, maybe a couple days afterwards. They're not going to stress over that. So the second thing is to be aware of the market. You want to know when it's going to be easiest for you to sell and hardest for you to buy. So this is the conundrum that a lot of people find themselves in. A seller's market means what? It's easier to sell your home, but it also means what? It's harder for you to buy your new home. So when you're in a seller's market, the same thing that's making it so wonderful for you to sell your home and that's helping you sell your home is the same thing that's going to make it difficult for you to buy your home. Now, the reverse is true of a buyer's market. In a buyer's market, it's going to be much harder for you to sell your home than it is for you to buy your new home. In a stable market, we should see some balance here. So it's important to think about and know what kind of market you're in. Now, the third tip on this one is to prepare as much as possible in advance. I've worked with a lot of families in the sell-by situation. If we start talking 3 to 12 months or more in advance actually of the situation, then we're able to put our ducks in a row. We can go ahead and get home pre-inspections done. We can go ahead and get the home ready to go and decluttered. We get their loan pre-approval stuff going. We identify what they're looking for in their new home, and we begin working together well in advance of ever putting the home on the market to make sure everything makes sense and that we've timed out everything accordingly. Because once we as trusted real estate advisors publish on the multiple listing service with your listing information and go to town starting to market your house, then the time frame is very short and it goes very, very rapid, the pace of getting everything done and starting to dial everything in from the buying side of your new home to the selling side of your other home if you're doing this as a simultaneous approach. That's why with step 1 in this episode, we were talking about working with your family and friends to see if they have room for you to go on a short-term basis as you sell your home and then move on to buy your new home. So essentially you'd only be there for the time it took you to close on your new home, right? Because once you close on the home that you just sold, then you should have already been looking the moment that you went in contract for your new place. So ideally it's a very short duration, but it's one of those things that you want to talk about. The other option, again, is if you do have the financial ability to carry 2 mortgages at one time, you can take out a short-term home equity line of credit or perhaps a bridge loan to help you jump over and make that leap into your new home, right? Now, preparing as much in advance is it's just a no-brainer. You know, work with your trusted real estate advisor, get everything right before you go on the market. Even if you're not buying a house but you need to sell a house or something like that, you always want to prepare and plan. And it's actually very true for people buying a house as well. So the fourth thing is not to get stuck on little things. Keep your big picture in mind. Don't sweat the small stuff. You know, things are going to happen. This is real estate. Every situation is highly unique upon the people that are involved in the situation, and also the market conditions and your specific micro level where your community is, as well as your city and area at large, right? So don't get stuck on the small things. Keep the big picture in mind. What you need to be focusing on is maintaining your house in a show-ready condition at all times. At the same time, keeping your eye on the market and watching for the homes that you like and start saving all those homes and setting times with your trusted real estate advisor to go view those homes as quickly as possible. So again, a lot of this I'm talking about if you're doing it simultaneously, because that's what I see most commonly in practice. It really just depends on your circumstances and your situation. Now, there's a nice little caveat here, and this one here in Las Vegas, I do a lot with people that are in the sell-by situation. It's called a lease-back, and you might be more familiar with it as called maybe a rent-back. So essentially what you're doing is you're closing on your new home and then you're renting it back from the new owner. One of the caveats to that is to understand what kind of loan is coming in, or is it, if it's cash, it's not a problem. But if a buyer that just bought your home is on a loan and it's going to be a primary residence, typically they got about 60 days to take possession of that property before they're in non-compliance of their loan, and it could be a bad thing for them. So what you want to do is you want to keep that in mind when we start talking about leasebacks. A way that a leaseback would work is that, let's say that the new buyer has that monthly mortgage is going to be like $2,000. So if it's a $2,000 a month mortgage, then and you want 60 days, then you're going to be paying them $4,000 for that lease-back arrangement. Okay, something to think about, something to consider, because that helps out a lot of people whenever you're out there putting your home on the market and going under contract on the new one, and you're like, well, I might not have the social network or the family or friends to help me with short-term lodging. I might not have anywhere to go, but you still have your own roof over your head if you're able to negotiate that up front. Now that'll be something that your trusted real estate advisor can do for you. That's why it goes back to the first point in this last step of using experienced and efficient real estate agents to make sure that you have the best of the best on your side when you're in this situation. And there are no times, there's just no place for mistakes whenever we're in this situation. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is tell me what you're thinking about this video in the comment section below. Tell me how you worked the last time that you sold a house to buy one, or you bought a house and then sold one. Tell me what you did and what your experiences learned from that process were in the comment section below. Let's continue to learn and grow as a team and community. Now I'm going to go ahead and pop up my contact information. If you want to drop me a line to say hello, I always love to hear from you. At the same time, if you need help finding a top agent where you live, please let me know. Happy to help you out. Now, if you haven't already done so, I'm going to ask you to do 3 things. Number 1, please subscribe to this channel. Number 2, please like this video. Number 3, please share this video around with someone you know it's going to really help, because just like you, I'm sure you can think of just one other person that could really use this video today. Please share it with them. Thank you. And between now and next time, I'm wishing you and yours a lifetime full of love, wealth, abundance, and happiness. Thank you for watching today, team, and enjoy an amazing day.